The Kelly Clarkson Show has always been known for its cozy, uplifting vibe. The kind of place where celebrities share stories and audiences feel like they're sitting down with old friends. But on one unforgettable afternoon, something happened that no one could have predicted. A routine interview with Julianne Moore, one of Hollywood's most admired actresses, spiraled into one of the most shocking clashes ever seen on daytime television. Before we step into the details of how it all unfolded, make sure to subscribe and share in the comments what you think truly caused this heated moment. It all began like any normal day at the studio. Julianne Moore, the Oscar-winning actress celebrated for her elegance and artistry, was scheduled to appear as a guest to promote her newest indie film project. Producers had already given Kelly her usual prep notes, topics about Julianne's recent work, her family life, and her future projects. Nothing suggested that this episode would be any different from the rest. Kelly bounced onto the stage with her trademark energy and glowing smile, greeting the cheering audience. "We have an amazing guest today," she announced brightly. "She's an Academy Award winner, a mom, and one of the most talented performers of our time. Please welcome Julianne Moore." The crowd clapped wildly as Julianne walked out, graceful as ever. She looked stunning in a sharp navy blazer with flowing trousers, her iconic red hair styled to perfection. Kelly and Julianne hugged warmly, and the actress slid easily into the guest chair, clearly used to this routine. "It's such a joy to have you here," Kelly said warmly. "I've admired your work for years. From Boogie Nights to Still Alice, you have this gift for completely disappearing into your characters." Julianne smiled softly. "Thank you, Kelly, that's very kind. I've always believed that as actors our responsibility is to serve the story and the character, not ourselves." Kelly glanced at her note cards and continued. "Your new movie feels like a big change from your usual dramatic roles. It's more of a thriller, right?" "Yes," Julianne nodded. "It's a psychological thriller about a woman who realizes that her entire life has been built on lies. Without spoiling too much, she has to face some very painful truths about the people closest to her." "That sounds fascinating," Kelly said enthusiastically. "Now I have to ask, because our viewers are always curious, how do you prepare for such emotional roles? Do you have certain rituals or techniques?" Julianne's face shifted ever so slightly, a tiny flicker of something beneath her usual calm. "Well, Kelly, I think people often misunderstand what actors do. It's not about method acting or completely losing yourself. It's about observing human nature and staying truthful in the moment." "That's really interesting," Kelly replied, sensing a slight edge but continuing. "But there must be some preparation. I mean, when you won your Oscar for Still Alice, playing someone with Alzheimer's, that must have taken a lot of research." For just a second, the camera caught something in Julianne's expression, maybe irritation. "Kelly, I think you're oversimplifying what that role was for me. Still Alice wasn't just something I prepared for academically. It was personal. It connected to my own family's struggles with memory loss." Kelly, not realizing she had touched a nerve, leaned in with genuine curiosity. "I didn't know that. That must have made it even harder to separate yourself from the role." Julianne's voice sharpened slightly. "That's the point, Kelly. You keep talking about separation and preparation as though what we do is just a technical exercise. Some things can't be separated from who we are as human beings." The audience sensed the energy shift. Kelly tried to keep things light, laughing softly. "I didn't mean to make it sound academic. I just meant, how do you protect yourself emotionally when the material gets so heavy?" Julianne leaned forward, her green eyes fixed firmly on Kelly. "Protect myself? Kelly, do you protect yourself when you sing? Do you hold back pieces of yourself to stay safe?" Kelly looked surprised, caught off guard. "Well, singing is different. It's about connecting with people through music and emotion." "Exactly," Julianne said, her voice carrying more force now. "So why assume acting is different? Why imagine I need to shield myself from truth and emotion?" The air in the room grew heavy. Kelly glanced toward her producer for guidance, but he signaled for her to keep going. "I think we might just be misunderstanding each other," Kelly said carefully. "I respect your work so much. I really just wanted to learn about your approach." Julianne sat upright, her hands clasped tightly in her lap. "Were you really curious, Kelly? Or were you just fishing for a soundbite? There's a difference between genuine interest and entertainment." The word entertainment struck the audience like a crack of thunder. Kelly's smile tightened. "That's a serious suggestion, Julianne. I've always tried to create a space where people feel safe to share. Julianne gave a humorless laugh. Safe? Kelly, comfort is the enemy of truth. Comfort keeps us from facing what being human really means. But that's not what your show is about, is it? This show is about making people feel nice while they eat lunch. The audience was completely silent, the tension thick. Kelly's face flushed as she tried to steady herself. I think that's unfair. We've had plenty of meaningful talks here. Or have you had conversations that only seemed meaningful? Julianne pressed. There's a difference between depth and the appearance of depth. Kelly's tone grew sharper, defensive now. Maybe this isn't about my questions. Maybe it's about something you're going through personally. That struck a nerve. Julianne's eyes blazed. Do you hear yourself, Kelly? You're proving my point. Instead of engaging with my critique, you're turning it into some kind of personal issue. That's not real dialogue. That's avoidance. Kelly suddenly stood, startling the room. Maybe I am avoiding it. Maybe because I've sat here being lectured instead of having a normal conversation. Julianne's voice rose, though she remained seated. Lectured? No, Kelly. I'm trying to talk about honesty and responsibility. You're choosing to hear it as an attack. The back and forth grew hotter. Kelly's smile was gone, her voice cracking under pressure. You've been condescending since the start. That's not honesty, Julianne. That's cruel. For the first time, Julianne faltered, hurt flickering across her face. Cruel? I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm trying to wake you up. Wake me up to what? Kelly demanded, trembling slightly. That I'm not serious enough for you? That my show isn't important enough? Julianne finally stood too, both women now face to face. That's not it, and you know it. Then what is it? Kelly shouted. Because it looks like you came here to make me look small. Julianne shook her head in disbelief. Kelly, I came here for a conversation that matters. One about art, truth, and humanity, not small talk. Kelly's eyes filled with tears. Don't you dare use my struggles against me. Don't pretend this is about helping me grow when it's just you tearing me down. The tension had reached its breaking point. The studio was so quiet you could hear the cameras hum. Kelly turned to her producer. I can't do this anymore. Get her out of here. The words hung in the air. The audience gasped. Even Julianne froze for a moment. Really, Kelly? She asked, stunned. You'd have me removed because I challenged you? You didn't come here to promote your film. You came with an agenda, Kelly snapped, her voice shaking. And you know it. Julianne's expression was unreadable. She finally said, Fine. She looked at the audience, her voice steady. Demand better from the media you watch. Ask for honesty instead of comfort. You deserve that. Kelly stood trembling, her mascara smudged. We're going to a quick break, she whispered, her voice breaking. The cameras stopped. The audience sat frozen, still trying to understand what they had just witnessed. Kelly collapsed back into her chair, face in her hands. What had started as a simple question about acting had escalated into an all-out philosophical showdown. Two powerful women clashing over art, truth media, and the role of entertainment. Whether it was a necessary moment of honesty or just a train wreck of egos colliding, one thing was clear. This would go down as one of the most unforgettable moments in daytime television.